morning, Corinthian. Here are the announcements for this week. We acknowledge the receipt of thank you cards from Brother Johnny and Sister Cynthia Bush and the Lynch, Triggs, and Thompson families. Also, to Pastor Smith and the Corinthian family, my family and I are overjoyed of the outpouring of love and support you showed us during the appreciation for Sister Cummings and myself. We are thankful to have a church family that supports us and our ministry. Thanks for allowing me to pour into the lives of so many young people over the years. I will forever be grateful for the opportunity and look for even bigger things for our youth and youth department. Please continue to pray for my family as God shows me what's next for me. May God continue to bless you all. Minister Damon Goodlow Sr.
Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. The African American Engagement Work Group is a diverse organization whose mission is to ensure that our communities are aware that treatment for drugs such as heroin and opioids is available, accessible, and affordable. Although this organization is very concerned about the treatment for all people, the focus is on the treatment for African Americans because African Americans' accidental overdose rates represent over 47% of all deaths due to drugs being laced with fentanyl. And sadly, many of those deaths go unreported. Recognizing the key role that the church play in the lives of the African American communities, the African American Engagement Work Group has partnered with 10 churches to bring healing and help to those in need of this organization. We are blessed that our church, Corinthian Baptist Church, is one of the 10 churches that will be in partnership with the AAEW. The churches will hire and train peer recovery coaches, case managers, and prevention specialists. And the AAEW will provide training for all 10 congregations. The person that is leading the organization is Dr. Camaria Tahimba. If you know someone that needs help with substance abuse, please call the 24-hour helpline at the Talbot House, 513-281-2273. Or call Dr. Camaria Tahimba at 513-368-6491. Thank you.
My name is Pat Brown, and I'm honored to be here on behalf of the African American Engagement Work Group. To reiterate what Pastor shared, the mission of the African American Engagement Group is to ensure that everyone knows that treatment for opioids, heroin, and other drugs is affordable, accessible, and available. You may be wondering, why am I taking this time to speak with you? We have an overwhelming problem in our country and our communities as the rate of accidental overdoses for blacks is at an all-time high, a rate of 47% nationally. The number is alarming because we're only 12 to 14% of the population. Nationally, I'd like to share a few statistics with you based upon information from the National Center for Drug Abuse. Over the past year, close to 100,000 people have died from accidental overdoses. Opioids are involved in 7 out of 10 deaths. Overdoses have killed over 1 million people since 1999. In January of 2021, overdoses exceeded homicides by 300%. Motor vehicle accidents and suicides combined only equaled 84% of overdose deaths. Overdose deaths are now following diabetes, which is third in our country, and over 21 million people have been identified as needing assistance with opioid treatment, yet only 1/4 of the individuals are being treated. And you may imagine that COVID only made the problem worse. When you think of isolation, when you think of people needing or feeling frightened and turning to substances to ease some of the pain and fear that went along with COVID, our deaths have skyrocketed. In Ohio, Last year, we had close to 4,300 deaths. We're 6% of all the overdoses in our country. This is 85% higher than the national average, so we definitely have a problem here in Ohio. And 3.42% of all of our deaths here in Ohio are due to overdoses. And over the past 3 years, overdose deaths have increased by almost 88% each year. Here in Hamilton County, we experienced close to 400 deaths last year. What is causing all of this, you may wonder? Well, first of all, in our Black community, unfortunately, we see the problem as other people's problems. We know that there are some drugs that Blacks tend to indulge in a little more frequently, such as marijuana and cocaine. And the challenge with this is that those drugs are now being laced with fentanyl. The fentanyl being manufactured today is 50 to 100% more potent than morphine and up to 10,000 more potent than morphine when it's the grade called carfentanil. What does this mean? It means greater risk of addiction and, of course, greater risk of overdose. The way that deaths are reported for individuals who overdose may also be masked, as many individuals have medical problems. So if someone has overdosed, but yet they have a history of heart disease, it may be overlooked that the overdose was actually the cause of death. Or when someone goes into the hospital and they have respiratory failure as a result, they may actually die from a respiratory illness and the death not be ruled as an overdose. So with those thoughts in mind, you may be wondering, what is the AAEW going to do? And just to share one more time what Pastor said, we have partnered with 10 churches in the community, and much thanks to all of the churches who are involved in this project, to share our knowledge, to share resources, and to also make employment opportunities available where individuals can now serve in their church to address this problem. I'd like to introduce Sandra Jones-Mitchell, and she'll tell you more about the opportunities within the churches and training opportunities.
Hello, yes, my name is Sandra Jones-Mitchell and I'm with AAEW, an opportunity here for job training. We can also be anything you want. So in this field, I've been working as a prevention specialist for the last 2.5 years, but we have job trainings available right now. You could be a peer recovery specialist, and that training takes place April the 11th through the 15th. You could call Cameron Foster for that, and that number is 281-7880. And the hours for the training would take place from 9 a.m. until 5:30. And then there's a case management position that is open as well through the Institution of Training and Development, a multifaceted position available for you right now. And if you're interested in being a case manager through AAEW, that training will take place the same time, April 11th to April the 15th. And that time for the training would be 8:15 to 8:45. There are jobs opportunities available in this field and helping our friends and family beat this addiction that is taking place, and we would love to have you. Again, Sandra Jones-Mitchell, and you can also reach out to Pat Brown, and her number is area code 513-475-5319. And thank you for this opportunity.
This year, Corinthian Baptist Church will hold Good Friday worship at 6:30 p.m. April 15th, both in person and virtually. The Good Friday service will focus on the 7 last sayings of Jesus Christ and the women who were with him at the cross until the end. Presented by notable women pastors from throughout Greater Cincinnati, including Reverend Robin Boozer, Executive Pastor Deborah Merritt, Assistant Pastor Shirley Harris, Minister Norma Holt Davis, Minister Vernice Appling, and our own Minister Jenny Dubois and Reverend Diane Lewis Johnson. Corinthian Baptist Church is located at 1920 Tennessee Avenue in Bond Hill. You don't want to miss this worship service, so mark your calendars now. And we can't wait to see you there, April 15th at 6:30 p.m.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. The Intercessory Prayer Ministry will be holding its first annual Hours of Prayer on Saturday, April 16th at 10 a.m. through 1 p.m. here in the sanctuary of Corinthian Baptist Church. Corinthian Baptist Church Intercessory Prayer Ministry invites you to come and help us offer up prayers of thanks, gratitude, and intercessions to the Lord as we end our time of consecration, prayer, and fasting during this Easter season.
The CBC office will be closed on Friday, April 15th in observance of the Good Friday holiday. Our Resurrection Day food box and supply giveaway is scheduled for Saturday, April 16th at 2 p.m. All are welcome to participate.
Join us this Wednesday and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for prayer. Use our Zoom Bible study link or check out our website, cbc-c.com, for details.
Join us for midday Bible study via Zoom each Tuesday at 12 noon. Login information is on the CBC website, www.cbc-c.com. Do you have an announcement for the congregation? Please submit your announcements at least 2 weeks prior to the first display date. The email address is announcements@cbc-c.com. Have a wonderful week and be blessed.